Troopers and grinders. Hank the Tank finally got his picks in for UFC Qatar, Tsarukyan versus Hooker. A lot of this shit is by the numbers, very plain and simple, cut and dry. There were a couple upsets that I found that I will be listing for you, some spicy underdogs. But for the most part, it's just the UFC's preferred Middle Eastern fighters going out and getting pretty dominant wins. Like, I wish there were more easy underdogs to grab. Not easy underdogs. I wish there were more difficult underdogs that Hank the Tank has that nobody else has. But I'd be lying to you guys. Like, there are maybe like 2 or 3 underdogs I have for this thing, and most of them are on the prelims. For the most part, it's just main card and middle of the card shenanigans, just with the preferred name going over the A side winning. So honestly, really not a lot to talk about on this thing. Maybe the action's going to be good. Maybe the action will make up for the fights being pretty damn obvious, but at least I hope so. But can't make any promises here, especially with the UFC. But yeah, it is what it is. We're going to get into it, and I'm not messing around. I'm going to get through these picks quickly because you know I got some work to do outside of this. If I'm being real, I got some work. So yeah, I'm speeding through this one. Didn't even promote this one, but I got to get my picks out to the world. So here we go. Let me see. What's the first fight? Prelims. There we go. All right. So first fight is between these two randos, man. There are a lot of these fights, and you would think that would make them sort of more difficult to break down. But honestly, I know most of these guys from the regional scene, independent scene. So I think I got a good hold on who's going to win and lose here. This guy, Marek Bujlo, he has, oh God, he has wins against nobodies. And not only that, he has no tape on these nobodies that he's beating. So we can't even really get a good hold of what his potential is, what his ceiling is, how he looks. All we've really managed to get is that he takes people down and he either submits them or he gets the ground and pound. No, did he? Sort of like a fat Armin Tsarukyan, now that I think about it. But Polish as well, that never really helps. It's a 50-50 rate with whether the Polish fighters can do good in the UFC. Because he's a Polish fighter and this might as well be a contender series fight, there might be a good chance that he just randomly just gets a big overhand and knocks out Denzel Freeman here and secures a spot in the UFC like that one fucking fight. God, I forget. I forget even the names, but because there are 10 weeks. But there was a Polish fighter. He was on contender series. Okay, now I'm obsessed over it, and now I need to know. But he got some random overhand on this dude and put him out. Oh, the power don't lie. The power don't lie. And we all looked stupid for picking against him, but that's what Contender Series does, man. It gives you the logical outcome. It gives it to you to consider, and then it just throws it out the window. I need to find this Polish guy though, because I'm actually excited to see what he does in the future. Nope, he's not Polish. No. Whenever I need to find the Contender Series fight, it's never there. That's annoying. I swear to God, there was this Latin American dude, and this Polish dude just fucking knocked him out super easily. Yeah, no. Oh, boy. Here we go. Now Hank's down the rabbit hole of trying to find the random Polish bum who finished this guy. God. Technical difficulties, guys. Technical difficulties. Where the fuck is this guy? Oh, there it is. Baraniewski against Ali, right. Iwo Baraniewski just got a random overhand right in 20 seconds into the fight. So this is the problem. Is this random Polish dude just going to get a knockout out of the blue? Is he going to show off the Polish power? I don't think so, because he's not knocking people down. He's just taking them down. And Denzel Freeman, I think, is a way more competitive, way more athletic guy than this Bujilo fella. The odd makers have him at a -200 moderate favorite. And meanwhile, Tapology is just fucking up their own ass. He choked out Steven Asplin, and he's in the UFC. He's a big fat fuck, and he got taken down, controlled easily, rear naked choke, just like that. Hugo Cunha, who's way more athletic and actually a BJJ guy, got taken down, beaten up, ground and pound. So he's dealt with unathletic and athletic guys. I mean, just look at this guy. Look at the face he's making while he's throwing these punches. Okay, so he looks pretty big for the weight class. Latest weight 240. Okay, but this is a heavyweight fight. Okay, so maybe he's tall, but that's not going to help him out. Just from looking at him, he sort of has a more portly attack to him. And the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And Denzel Freeman, he is a Greco-Roman wrestler, former military vet. Looks fucking jacked whenever he's in there. And as we've seen, he can take down fat blobs and big, scary BJJ guys. And Bujalo, all he's got is the takedown. But something tells me that Freeman's going to just outstrength him. Look at that. He's got a fucking WWE symbol on his shirt. Yeah, I don't know. This guy seems like a one-trick pony right here. Against 2-6, 6-4, 13-12, 3-5. Denzel's taken on actual LFA champions and actual prospects that would be on Contender Series, and he's beating them up. Had a win on the PFL. That's impressive. Pinson got a split. Okay, what? A split decision? He could win a decision here against Bujalo. So, yeah, I think Freeman's way better. I think he's going to take Bujalo's ass down. Way more decorated wrestler. And I think he's going to get the round 1 KO, ground and pound. I think Freeman's very underrated, and I've watched him for a year now, and I think he's pretty damn good. All right, next fight is between Nurullo Aliyev and Shakem Rock. This guy sucks, Shakem Rock. I've gotten in trouble sometimes picking this guy in fights. I know a lot of these guys. Goes to a split with a 15-9. Gets taken down at will. He has his own wrestling ability, but if you can keep it on the feet and outstrike him and take him down too, you're pretty much golden. And Aliyev does that all the time. Did against Joe Selecki, Rafael Alves, majority decision. Jesus Christ. Aliyev just can't ever get his striking game going. He can never just finish the job. He has these people in horrible positions, and then he just doesn't know what to do once he's there. He's very good at being a Gamrot, very good at top control, lay and pray, carpet bag, whatever term you want to use for it. But he lays on people. And, some people exaggerate that for other fights, but in this case, he literally just lays on people. He just doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to finish fights. And maybe that gives Shakem Rock a chance. Maybe it allows him to get up and they can have more competitive scrap, but I don't know, man. I think it's going to go like Rafael Alves, like a majority decision going Aliyev's way. He just does what he needs to do on top. Gets him down. Rock is clearly not beating the best competition. I think that's an Italian there. Yeah, that's not good. Cork Moss takes him to a split. He's also a wrestler, I believe. Yeah, not good. I think Aliyev's a way better takedown artist. And if he can just hold Shakem Rock, which I think he very well can, he'll win a decision here. I doubt that he gets him out of there. Next, we got Ryan Loder, brother, against Ismail Nardiev. Now, here's one of the rare underdogs that I am picking on this card. I'm going with Loder. I was gonna load her up. I have him by round 2 knockout. Nardiev showed that, he has a really nice first round, and then he really peters out as the second and third round roll around. Bruno Silva, he beats, but Bruno Silva's ass, and he's out of the UFC. Other than that, a Gillian Brave, and he's getting destroyed by everybody else. Not exactly a good look. Ryan Loder, I think this is going to play out like the Iron Turtle fight where, Ryan Loder, oh man, he got hit with a big shot from Nardiev. Oh, Nardiev's putting it together. And then he doesn't get Ryan out of there. And then Ryan takes him down. And Nardiev, I think, is just going to start crumbling. He's really bad off of his back. He just sort of gives up bottom and then has no answer to somebody's ground game once he's put on his back. For a Moroccan fighter with, a very interesting looking face, I just don't think he's got anything for Ryan Loder when he's put on his butt. Like we've just seen it. Iron Turtle just held him down, pinned him. Nardiev couldn't do anything. Round was over. And I think the same thing happens here with Ryan Loder. He got knocked out by Bekaev, but Bekaev is nasty with the hands. Nordiev, we haven't seen him put anybody out. I don't think Loder has to worry about the knockout threat here. And if he can allow this fight to go past the first round, Nardiev finds ways to lose against people. And against Valentin, we saw as soon as he took Valentin down, he just had him pinned. Boom, boom, crucifix, crucifix. Got you. Mousetrap. Bam, 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 bam. Elbows. Punches, punches, punches. He did the same thing over and over again on Ultimate Fighter. And what's telling us that he won't be able to do it here? He's bigger also than Nardiev. That's huge. Longer reach too. So he's got more to do when he's got him on bottom. I think there's a lot of advantages here for Loder. As long as he can stay out of trouble in that first round and pressure heavy and try to take him down on occasion, I think eventually he's going to get Nardiev down. And then do the elbows and the punches on top are going to be so nasty. And I saw this firsthand against Robert Valentin. Dude is a fucking menace when he gets you down. Nardiev is not a killer like Bekaev. Used to be, obviously. I think Belgarui was just a bad stylistic matchup for Bekaev. I really do. But I think he did, for good reason, have a scary win streak before that. But I think Loder's going to load him up and beat the shit out of Nardiev on top. All right, then we got Bekzat Almakhan taking on Alexandre Topuria. Bekzat Almakhan, I really like him. He's got very flashy striking, perfect timing for his striking sometimes. This was honestly one of the tougher fights I had to call because I really thought, man, if he could drop Umar Nurmagomedov, imagine what he's going to do to Alexandre. I really did think that at a point. He's got scary fucking striking. But I think that Alexandre Topuria's head movement's pretty good. Even if he does get dropped, I think it's going to play out like the Umar fight where he just can't get the job done once he's got him down. I think there's a really good chance Alexandre gets clipped, but I also think the Colby Thickness fight proved that he's got a lot of grit and that he can deal with adversity and keep on fucking pressuring. I know his wins haven't come against the best of competition, but one thing you can't say is that the dude quits once it goes 3 rounds. Like, he had to pressure and take down Colby over and over again to get that win by unanimous decision. And I know Colby isn't that good, really, but then Colby did get a bounce back win in his next fight, so got to give him credit there. So now he beat a guy with a sort of even record who's had a little bit of UFC experience. And I don't know. Brad Katona is just sort of a scrub. Dude only has it on the feet. And I know that he got a few people down, but his last couple fights have been on the feet, and he's just been fucking hopeless. Alexandre Topuria, I don't think he's going to let the fight play out long enough on the feet to let Bekzat hit his mark. I think it's going to be like a minute or two in, and then Alexandre Topuria is just going to shoot. He's going to shoot on Almakhan. Almakhan's never had the best takedown defense. Never been good once he's down on the ground. He usually gets sort of smothered. Almakhan's best chances are on the feet if he can crack the chin. And again, I think even if he does, I don't think he can put out Topuria. I don't. I think Topuria is just a scary fucking Georgian freak. We saw what happened with Ilya when he got dropped. Did he get put out easily? No. I don't think Alexandre Topuria's chin is bad, per se. We didn't see it ever really get cracked against Thickness. And I think he's got a warrior spirit. I think if he does get hurt, he's going to be sort of like his brother. He's not going to give up. And especially as a wrestler, I don't think he's going to give up. I think he's like, even if he's like out of it, he's going to like instinctively shoot for the legs. And I don't think Al McCann can stuff it. I really don't. I think he's going to get put on his back. I think the fight is going to play up against the fence on the mat. And Topuria is just so much better. I don't think Topuria is going to finish him. I think Bekzat's way tougher than that. I think Topuria is just going to hit him with some good shots, go for some sub attempts, the usual. Just have him pinned up against the fence, not being able to really do anything. Like, I don't rate Alexandre Topuria that much. I really don't. I've heard from people saying, "Oh, this kid's the future." Oh, I'm fully bought on this kid, bought and sold. Yeah, you're sold, all right, sold out. This dude looked fucking awful against Colby Thickness. Let's be real. Dude looked super sloppy against Colby Thickness. But he got himself out of there with the wrestling. Almacan doesn't have the wrestling. Topuria won't want to keep this thing on the feet if he doesn't like what he's seeing. And he's going to shoot. He is going to shoot. And I'm going to trust the wrestler to just survive 2 rounds and keep the striker on bottom, pretty much. Sadly enough. Next fight we got between Abdul Rahman Yakyayev. Yuck. Taking on Rafael Cerqueira. Big fucking Brazilian freak. With maybe the worst UFC record of all time. Put out by Aslan, who is mid. Put out by Modestus, who's also mid, outside the rankings. Julius Walker. He allows the juice box to beat him up, nearly put him out, dominate him with wrestling. He survived the onslaught and still let Julius win. So, yeah, Rafael is not very good at all. Yakyayev, meanwhile, got Alik Lawrence, who really sucks, who lays an egg all the time. Did it 2 times on Contender Series. Yakyayev got grass-fed there. And then Aries, he gets some good wins. I like Aries as a promotion a lot. And he was on a really good win streak in Aries. Maybe didn't beat the best competition. But any competition in Aries is pretty solid, in my opinion. Cerqueira is sort of just like Alik Lawrence. He's just a tall fuck who has no striking defense, leaves the chin wide open, and then can't do anything once people turn on the offense. So, yeah, I think he's going to push the pace early on Cerqueira and just get him out of there with strikes. As long as you exchange with Cerqueira and he's up against the fence, he's fucking dead. So, Yakyayev, by whatever he wants, I think he's going to flatline him, though. All right. Next fight between Alex Perez and Asu Almabayev. Alex Perez, the last win was against Mateus Nicolau. Maybe Perez was like maybe Perez was there at just the right time when Nicolau was fucking washed as a whistle. Because Nicolau quit the UFC soon after that. I guess the fighter spirit is gone from him. Tatsuro Taira, he looked good. And then Taira just sort of got to the back and controlled him and eventually made him tear out his knee. And I don't like that he got a knee injury. Whatsoever. Like, dude is going to look sort of so slow in there and disjointed in this one. Asu Almabayev, meanwhile, beat Jose Ochoa, which is a really good win. It's a really good win. Ochoa looked perfect again, looked really good against Loner Kavanaugh, looked so good against what's his name? Cody Durden. Had great takedown defense against Cody Durden too. Only got smoked by Cap, who could easily fight for a title if he wants to. Mateus Nicolau dominated him. I know Perez got him out of there with a punch, but Almabayev also dropped Nicolau. Jose Johnson, he beats. Vergara, he beats. That's not good competition, but Ochoa is. That's an underrated win from Almabayev. I think that shows that his wrestling is improving by leaps and bounds. And Alex Perez, meanwhile, he's getting taken down by little guys like Tatsuro Taira easily. And he'll look better on the feet here against Asu Almabayev, I guarantee it. but he won't put on a Manel Cap performance. I don't think so at all. Yeah, I don't know. Mikhaev was able to beat him by decision. What's saying that Oscar Mabayev just can't do the same thing that Mikhaev did? Just take down Perez on occasion, control him a little bit, be in some bad spots, and then take him down again and take him down again, and just sort of wear him out. That's what I think the route here is for Asu. He's just gonna keep shooting until he wins, basically. And Perez really, all he's got from him is just some striking on the feet. But aside from Nicolau, he ain't putting anybody out, especially when he's dealing with adversity in the grappling. So Almabayev's going to wear him out. He's going to treat him like a Choa, who also has good takedown defense. But it's not going to be enough. Eventually, Almabayev's going to find it. He's going to find the takedown and then just win a couple rounds. So Almabayev by decision. All right, next fight we got between this Rando Sagid is Zagakmayev taking on Nicholas Dalby. I'm glad this fight is further up the card. I like Dalby's fights whenever he fights, so should be a lot of fun. Sagid Izagakmayev was a really solid one fighter. Knocked out Shinioki. Now, to be fair, Aoki's really washed. He's like 40 fucking something years old, 43, I don't know, 41. And but what impresses me is that whereas Izagakmayev, Sagid was taking a lot of people to decisions, getting some subs. Here he just knocked his ass out. And I think he needs that kind of killer instinct here against Nicholas Dalby, who is coming off is returning after 6 months, and in his last fight, he got put out by Randy Brown so badly. Brutal, devastating finish. Got Michael Johnson. Renat Fikretnov, he did take him to a split. I got to give him credit for that. He's looked good against some solid competition, but man, if Sagid has any hands whatsoever, I think this is going to be a really bad fight for Dalby. I really do. I think he's going to be in trouble. His chin is not recovered as far as I'm concerned. I think he's going to be really prone to damage. Whenever he gets hit, there's a reaction from Dalby. Like how he's 41 years old. So if he gets hit with anything, he's going to have Sagid's going to draw some bad reactions. And he's just going to swing and slug it out with Sagid. And Sagid, I think, his striking has improved. It's been 3 years since his last win. That is a red flag. But I guarantee he's trained the striking since then, and he hasn't let up on it. And again, even if his striking is bad in this fight, all it takes is one. All it takes is a really good shot because Nicholas Dalby's chin is gone. It's not good right now. So if Izagakmayev wants to, he can even go the Renat route and take Dalby down. It's not like Dalby can't get taken down. It's just that he gets up fairly easily. But no, man. He can't get taken down. And that can keep him away from getting hit by Dalby. It can keep him out of trouble. And then on the feet, I really do think Sagid's striking is coming a long way. And if he can put it together against Dalby, it's going to be so easy to get him out of there with that chin. So give me Izagakmayev by round 2 KO. All right, then we got last of the prelims between Luke Riley and Bogdan Grad. Give me Riley here. I'm going to take Riley. Bogdan Grad looked bad against Naimov. I think Naimov showed some striking against him too. Lucas Alexander's a nobody, so I don't rate that win very well. Michael Aswell's in the UFC, and he did beat him by split, but I think a lot of people thought that Aswell won that fight too, and that Grad was just getting sort of bullied in there and picked apart and getting output poured on him at range by Michael Aswell. And I think a lot of people easily had that going to Aswell, but they gave it to Grad. Luke Riley, I think, is like Michael as well, but he's got. Hold on one second. All right, we're back. Yeah, Luke Riley. I think he's like Michael Laswell, but he's got a lot more power and grit, I think. Like he's knocking fools out. He's not just winning decisions. Loof is a really good win. Abasov's a good win. The thing about Riley is that if you could take him down, doesn't matter. If you beat him up, it doesn't matter. He takes one to give one. And usually I'd say that's a pretty bad thing for fighters, especially at lower weight classes. But Riley's just tough as nails, man. He is a brawler. He's used to the fight where he gets hurt a little bit. So, and Bogdan Grad, he knocked out Alexander on, from mount. He's not doing that to anybody on the feet, not even Naimov. And again, as well, he was getting outstruck. So even if, they do exchange on the feet, I think Riley could outstrike Grad. There might be a chance Grad doesn't hit Riley with anything. I think Riley's younger kid, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, younger, taller as well. Reaches a little bit shorter, but they're pretty much the same. I don't know. I just think he's young and he can take whatever Grad is dishing out and just throw it right back at him. And I think Riley's just smothering death by 1,000 cuts sort of fight style is just going to get to Grad, and he's going to be overwhelmed by the striking offense of Luke Riley. So give me Riley to get him out of there in the second round. It's going to be a brawl. It's going to be a war, and a war that Riley's going to win. Grad just isn't going to like at all. Then we got Kyoji Horiguchi versus Tagir Ulanbekov on the main card. And I'm going with the UFC vet in Horiguchi to win by decision. And this is the fight I'm most sort of afraid of. But a lot of people are saying that Kyoji was really solid in Ryzen. He was really good in Bellator, really good in the UFC. Only lost to DJ, and then he was gone. And he took some losses in Ryzen, but he also won those rematches, which is always a sign that someone's a good fighter if they can figure out the guy the second time around. Beat Pettis by decision. That's a very well-aged win. Makoto Shinryu subbed the wrestler. Zulu, he took him to a decision, but he was sort of playing with his food in that one. Like, he wasn't as locked in, you can tell. And those are all really good wins. Tagir Ulanbekov, meanwhile, had a win over Azad Maxim. And Azad Maxim actually looked solid against Ulanbekov and made that a very competitive fight. And that win is aged like fucking milk. Who was the guy that dominated Azad recently? Somebody dominated Azad Maxim. Yeah. He lost to somebody. Who was it? It was lost to Mitroposo. Jesus fucking Christ. What a horrible look. That you beat a guy who then loses to Mitroposo his next fight. Clayton Carpenter was giving him troubles. Neither of these dudes are on the level of Kyoji Horiguchi whatsoever. Cody Durden is his best win. And Cody Durden's shit. Nate Maness is shit. Tim Elliott lost to Tim Elliott. That shows where his level's at. Kyoji Horiguchi is on the level of a Tim Elliott, as far as I'm concerned. He's way faster than Tagir on the feet, way more precise with his punches. He's going to dominate Tagir on the feet. He's way quicker for his age. He's only a year older, but he's got insane speed. And he can even wrestle Ulanbekov if he wants to. Clayton Carpenter and Azat Maxim were both able to reverse some of the stuff Tagir had for them on bottom and even find their ways on top. I think Horiguchi can shoot takedowns and get them if he wants. There are so many tools for Kyoji to win here. The question is just whether this giant fucking weight bully motherfucker, the runt of the litter of the Khabib clan, can just tower over him and just take him down. There's a chance, but if Clayton Carpenter and Azat Maxim can get out of bad positions and maybe turn the tables, imagine what Horiguchi could do. Horiguchi's a stud, rising champion in 2 divisions. Dude's a great wrestler when he wants to be. He can easily reverse. And on the feet, again, he's just so much better. So Horiguchi's going to show that vet experience. He's honestly better everywhere. This is a really awful matchup to give him. Like really, like throwing him to the fucking wolves immediately. Horrible booking decisions. I hate the whole UFC booking team, but Kyoji's going to win anyway. All right, then we got Waldo Cortez Acosta, Salsa Boy, against Shamil the Blob Gaziev. And, God. Thrown together on short notice, and I think Cortez Acosta is still going to win. Gaziev beat Dontel Mays by decision. Wow. Thomas Peterson, he knocks out Thomas, but he's nowhere near the level that Waldo Cortez Acosta is. Well, Waldo Cortez Acosta is more like Jairzinho Rosenstruik. He throws the leg kick every now and then. He's got some all right boxing. I think Salsa Boy could even take down Rosenstruik if he wanted to. Because Rosenstruik's a blob. He's a fat fuck. He's going to go down heavy if he gets, if Waldo pressures him. He's able to do it against Spain. Did it against Ryan Spann, too. Spivak, he couldn't do it. This just tells me he's going to win. His striking is so good. He put out a scary fucking dude who knocked out Tybura in 1 round. And I know he got eye poked and all that, and there was some nonsense to it, but Waldo's counter-striking game and general, like, back and forth exchanges are solid, man. I think he could easily catch Gaziev coming in with the counter. And pressuring forward, I think it's going to be like the Spivak fight, where it's just a big, fat dude, and Cortez is just beating him up and tagging him a little bit every now and then. I don't know. Gaziev's technique has never impressed me. He doesn't really have that much technique. He throws bombs and hopes they land. And meanwhile, I think Waldo Cortez is a lot more technical now. But he still has those power punches. So he has power and he can strike efficiently for 3 rounds. And again, I do think Gaziev's weight is an issue. And I think Cortez Acosta can take him down on short notice. I don't think Gaziev's going to be prepared for that kind of style. So give me Cortez Acosta by unanimous decision. Then we got Miktabek Oralbai against Jack Hermanson. I know it's Jack Hermanson versus Miktabek Oralbai, but that sort of alludes to who I'm picking here. But yeah, Jack Hermanson. I don't like that he's going down to welterweight. I think the welterweight Jack is going to be lost once he goes down to welterweight. He's going to be so skinny. He's going to be fucking frail. He'll have a lot of muscle. He's lucky if he can even make the weight because he looked horrible last time he did. And somebody mentioned this, and I completely agree. Chris Curtis went down from middleweight to welterweight, and he barely won against fucking Max Griffin. That's a really bad sign. I think these welterweights going down is not going to be good for them. Yeah, Chris Curtis he beats, and Chris Curtis, meanwhile, is almost losing to Max Griffins. That's honestly not a good look. Joe Pyfer he beats. That's his best win, I think, ever. But that was at middleweight, and he had the size and the strength to do it. He's going to have the size, but he won't have the strength here against Oralbai. He'll be so fucking skinny. He'll be so drained and exhausted. It'll be a really bad weight cut. Gregory Rodriguez knocks him out with a left hook 4 months ago. 4 months ago, and he's back. That's not going to be good for the brain chemistry, I think. I think he's going to maybe look the worst he's ever looked coming off a knockout. 4 months and you're already back in there. He's going to be so disjointed and uncoordinated. Oralbai Musayev is no spring chicken. Dude's fucking huge, and Oralbai took him down and subbed him easily. Rebecki took to a split, but Rebecki is hard to keep down. And I know Hermanson can be too, but at welterweight, he's going to give it away like he did against Roman Dolidze, dude, especially going down to welterweight. Brenner, Uros Medic, Brenner's tiny. I don't think Oralby likes these tiny fighters at all. I think he can deal with big guys and take them down fairly easily. Let Roman Dolidze destroy him. What is welterweight Jack Hermanson going to look like? We really don't know. Nothing good, I think. So, I don't know. I think Oralby is going to take him down at will. This is a drained Jack Hermanson. This is a Jack Hermanson who's getting really up there in age. And is going to be prepared for a 27-year-old who with insane fucking takedown ability. And he could even crack Jack on the feet. He got fucking put out by RoboCop with the left hook. Oralby can crack. He could hit the chin of Jack Hermanson and put him down, sleep him. I really do think that Oralby has so many paths to victory here. But I think most likely if he can get taken down by Dolidze that easily, Miktabek's going to school him. He's going to take him down at will, especially when he's this frail. So give me Oralby to wipe that smile off the face of the Joker, man. Then we got Volkan No Time Ozdemir against Alonzo Menefield in the feature fight. I like Volkan here. Sorry. Go to a split with Julius Walker. What the fuck is that? Umar C. You don't do anything against Umar C. And Umar C does nothing back. He did literally nothing to win there. So got fed and, the worst Umar C we've ever seen on a silver platter. Got super lucky there. Now he's dealing with someone who's actually going to pressure forward and actually going to strike and actually have a will to win and actually have a killer instinct. Who barely lost to Olberg. Barely lost. That was a back and forth fight. Olberg won 2 rounds, but you could argue that Volkan won one of those rounds and was in Olberg's face and making him look like an amateur and really making him panic on the feet. I think that's a real bad look for Olberg and a good look for Ozdemir. Shows that he can make it competitive with anybody. So he can knock out the bums like these guys. Destroying Bogdan Guskov is impressive, by the way. Nikita Krylov. It's Nikita Krylov. But that's 3 years ago. And then Paul Gregg, he destroys. God. He made it look competitive with Olberg. He was cracking Olberg with shots in the first round. Alonzo Menefield isn't going to take shots very well. Got beaten by Azamat the worst he's ever been. Azamat looked the worst he's ever looked against Alonzo. I don't know if it was the weight cutters or what, or substances or what, but he put him out in round 2. Still put him out when he looked awful. Volkan Ozdemir, what's he going to look like in the first round when he looks good? In the Middle East, too. He looks good in the Middle East, man. Alonzo Menefield, I can't say the same thing. I think Alonzo's going to swing like a maniac. I think he's going to look uncoordinated if he takes the more subtle approach. And Ozdemir's going to crack him with something and just put him right out, man. I think Volkan's the level of an Azamat Mirzakhanov. I think he's a fucking killer with the hands. Very heavy-handed. Took Olberg to a decision, made it very competitive, and hurt him with some shots. I think Ozdemir's going to get him out of there in the first round. No time for no time. In no time. Hi, bro. Hope you're okay. Thank you, Lloyd the bartender. Hermanson needs to retire. Yeah, I fully agree with you. Going down to welterweight, such a horrible move. Hey, Ear is here. Yo, glad I caught your live. How's it going, Ear? Do you have any questions for me about who I'm going to eliminate as the Gold Highlander? Just a question because I sent you a follow-up reply. You need to check my me and Larry's Tapology pages because I did send a reply asking how I was going to eliminate. I mean, maybe you sent me a reply in here. Yeah, I sent you a message saying, "Am I sending you the 2 I'm cutting here on Tapology?" And you didn't respond back. So I'm not sure what the process is for eliminations. Am I sending you who I got eliminated in on Tapology, or do I have to like reach out to you via your email or Twitter or whatever? Just asking the question. So would hope to get an answer because the next show is coming up. What did Larry say? Larry sort of assumed that Clown was maybe gonna go live on Friday, and but I don't see that happening, honestly. Um, he said that Clown was gonna go live, and we just wait until Friday, and then we do it on stream. And I was like, Larry, I don't think that's gonna happen. Um, I thought that we were sending you the eliminations, that we were finishing the mecha via Tapology from now on. So do you want me to send you my two eliminations on Tapology? But that's what I was assuming. But Larry told me to wait on it for Friday. And I don't know. Smoking some mimosas, bro. Glad you're holding up, fam. Thank you. Yeah, I am holding up. That's a good way of putting it. I've been fucking exhausted and overworked the last fucking week, so I'm hoping to just get a lot of shit out of the way. Wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you tell me what's how do we go about this? That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool. But I think it's unlikely. Like if he did go live, yeah, but did I mean, yes or no answer here? Am I sending you who I'm eliminating on Tapology, uh or is it through or is it through Twitter or email? Like I know Larry and I are supposed to do our eliminations, so yeah. I mean the clock is sort of ticking on that, so I need an answer on how I can send you my who I'm gonna have eliminated. Uh, Hank salute from Andrew. Hey, Drew Ups. Good to see you. Cool, bro. Always here, fam. If you need to chat, thanks, Lloyd. I appreciate that. All right, and then we got Bilal Muhammad against Ian Gary, the cuck, and I'm gonna go with Machado Gary. I'm gonna go with Ian Gary. I know the recent Islam JDM fight is maybe putting people off picking Gary because all the Dagestani mentality and the wrestling is undeniable, unbeatable. Ian Machado Gary isn't going to be on the back foot, put up against the fence, outstruck like fucking Leon was. Just not the case. He's going to pick apart Bilal at range. He's going to make sure the distance is separated. He's going to be putting on the pressure on Bilal Muhammad. I guarantee it, just like JDM did. I don't think Bilal Muhammad can deal with these younger guys. I think the younger guys make it a fight with them and they pressure forward a lot. Ian Gary, I think, is going to just be kicking it at Bilal and jabbing him up and hitting him with the 1-2 and just making sure that reach really comes in handy so Bilal never gets a hold of him. And I think against the fence, I don't know if Gary's going to get put up against the fence that much. And even if he is, even if he's dumped on his head, I think Ian Machado Gary can sort of get up like JDM did. I think his wrestling is solid. And that tells me that his wrestling defense can also be very solid. That's the only problem is if Bilal like really pressures him and takes him down over and over, that can be the difference maker. But Gary took Shavkat 5 rounds, stuffed a bunch of takedowns. What's telling us that he's not going to do the same here against Bilal? Love Ian Gary. My man can fight. My man can fight. I don't really like Ian. Well, I don't hate Ian Gary. I don't feel anything about Ian Gary one way or the other. I don't like his history, his track record. But he's maturing a little bit. Well, you have the first two cuts, then Larry has one. If you want, I could click the link and get your selections backstage. Bottom is Alan, Freakzilla, Alan, Vinny, Freakzilla, and Logan. Okay. Yeah, sure. I can send you the link. If you want, you can hang out on panel and we can talk a little bit. That'd be pretty cool. 1 second, by the way. But the link is there. Yes, the link is there. I can definitely give you my cuts backstage. All right. Anyway, but Ian Gary, I think if he can stifle the wrestling of Shavkat Rakhmonov, he can easily do the same thing to Muhammad. This guy's really good. He only got really reversed in round 5, and other than that, he was stuffing every takedown of Shavkat, which is super impressive. And I think he's going to have even better wrestling defense than Jack Della Maddalena, honestly. And this is only 3 rounds; it's not 5. So Ian can get off to a great start here and not gas out in the 5th. He can just beat up Muhammad for 3 rounds. Oh no, God! I hope I didn't make any Islamic groups mad with that one. Gonna go, bro. See ya. All right, see you later. See you later, Lloyd. Good to have you in here. But yeah. If Della Maddalena can beat up Muhammad, so can Ian Gary fairly easily, especially since he's taller and lengthier in his limbs. Great reach. He's gonna do what Leon Edwards should have done and just stay away from Bilal. Get away from the cage when Bilal pressures forward. Stuff all the takedowns like he did against Shavkat so easily, and just pick him apart for 3 rounds. Maybe it'll be a split. Maybe he'll lose a round to Bilal, but not by much, man. I could easily see a 30-27 Ian Gary, maybe 29-28. Yeah, he's just so much more technical. Showing that wrestling defense against Shavkat is fantastic. I need you to get in here, man. I'm almost done with the stream, dude. Let's get the show on the road. Arman Tsarukyan taking on Dan Hooker in the main event. Going with Tsarukyan here, fairly simple pick. I'm sorry. Hooker's getting taken down by Gamrot, and Tsarukyan is not going to just be what's the word for it? A pushover on the ground. He's not going to allow Hooker to get back to his feet at all. He's going to pin him down. He's going to get in him out. He's going to drop some bombs, throw some punches on top. Jalen Turner, Hooker went to a split whip, but that was all on the feet. Puelles was putting Hooker in some strange positions on the ground, but he got him out of there. I think Tsarukyan's so much more of a killer than Gamrot, and I think he can just take down Hooker with ease. That's what he did against Charles Oliveira. That's what he did against Joaquim Silva. Demir, it's what he did. Benil's the only one he's really put out on the feet, but it shows that he has the ability to put out people on the feet. Dan Hooker could get hurt. Like he got hurt against Gamrot, got hurt against Turner. Like Hooker is not invincible at all. So yeah, I think Hooker's going to get taken down. He always gets taken down. And Tsarukyan's a level above Gamrot. He's going to fucking pin him and beat the fucking shit out of him. And I think he's going to score a first round knockout. I don't think he's going to get a sub. I think Hooker's wise to submission attempts, but he's not going to be wise to getting, bombs dropped on him. So yeah, Tsarukyan by round 1 KO, full mount, does whatever he wants. Hooker's just, he's not washed against low-level competition, but he is against high-level competition. So Tsarukyan by round 1 KO. And that does it for the whole card, basically. So there we go. I'm going to give Ear, 10 minutes to hop on and send, and I can give him my eliminations in the private chat. But I'm not going to be on here forever. So here we go. All right. Big Ear is here. Are you all right with talking in the public stream, or do you just want this to be private?
Yeah, we're good. Can you hear me all right?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you fine. How are you doing here?
I'm all right. Just trying to figure out this streaming deal. I ain't never been on here before.
Oh, no problem. Don't worry about it. The camera's pointed up at the ceiling. Was that a deliberate choice?
Trying to turn it off.
Oh, okay, got it. No problem. I can turn the camera off if I'm not mistaken. Hide camera, keep audio. Uh, wait, say
Yeah, you're good.
something.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
okay.
good right there.
All right, that's perfect. All right. All right, let me go to the private chat. Let's see where that is.
So, what's going on, man?
What's going on is, I'm doing some streams about the Mecca. Did you watch that stream I did? Did you watch my previous stream? It got a little crazy.
I didn't get a chance to go back and watch it yet. I was gonna check it out though, unless you had to take it down. I don't know, but if
Yeah,
you keep it up, I'll check it out.
yeah. So basically, what happened? I'm just warning you ahead of time because there was some sort of weird stuff in there. But basically, this guy watched Clown Show. Was in the chat, and he was talking. Oh man, who can believe it? Oh, it's Hank and Larry on top, and Vinny's getting eliminated. And now I was bantering back and forth with him and just talking about, oh man, it sucks. Clown's gone. I don't know if he's going to be streaming this week. It's an interesting setup we got here with Tapology, and he said something along the lines of like, you can still be eliminated, right? You can still be eliminated for things you say on stream, right? And I just told him, I know you're not Clown Show. I know you're somebody else. Like, and you're making threats to me. And so I was like, hey, if you don't like what I got to say, then F off. And I also told him, hey, is anybody else making streams about the Mecca and talking about it? Like, especially now? Like, no. I'm the only one who's bringing up the results of the Mecca and hyping it up and stuff. And it turned out he wasn't Clown because he's like, oh, I'll reveal myself once I win the tournament. So I was like, okay, well, you just narrow down who you are. I think he's like either Alan Woke or Freakzilla or somebody like that. But yeah, it was super weird. He's basically that Watch Clown Show official guy. That Clown was like, oh, this guy's a punk. He's trying to steal the name of the clown, trying to bully and mock the clown. You suck, man. You stealing the clown's name. You remember that guy?
Wow, yeah, you're onto it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yes, I remember that shit, and I was just like, "Oh, you're gonna make threats to me? Like you got a phone hotline to call the clown? Oh, Hank's saying bad things about the clown, me. Like bullshit. I see right through you. Like, and so then he left, like basically. So, yeah, that it got me a little frightened with the little threats, like, oh, you could be eliminated, but no, I didn't believe it for a second.
Well,
I did
you've
say
been
I did say at one point, is this ear? Could this be ear? But obviously not.
no, you've been pretty much the man in the game so far. I mean,
Yeah,
because whenever Clown didn't stream on that night after that fucking Apex card where Bonfim won,
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then the next day I got a communication from Clown. That's the only time. And he said that he was dealing with some stuff and that we should continue the game and shit. And he gave me, told me what all was going to happen and all that shit. But he didn't say anything about like returning or anything. He never said when he was going to be back or anything like that. I have
Right.
no idea. Like, that's why I was like, if Larry heard something, I didn't hear it, man. I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah. Very strange indeed. But yeah, I mean maybe we're gonna get a message from beyond the grave from Clown, either today or tomorrow. We'll see. But in the meantime, I guess we gotta sort of what's the word for a dog and pony show this shit? Like pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and improvise this shit. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I didn't want to just let it die like that because then people could say like, "Oh, we got fucking Clown down. Fuck that, man. We started the fucking game. Let's fucking continue the game and fucking finish it out and let it be a winner to the game."
yeah, I'll be honest because I'm always honest. Like even if it gets me in trouble, like I was on the verge of like sending you an email being like, well, I mean, I haven't heard anything from Clown. He hasn't gone live at all. Like, is the game over? Do I win by default? I was trying to like go with that angle of like, well, is the game over? And I got first place last week, so I don't know. But then luckily enough, he came in with the announcement. Oh, the game's still on. So I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna keep playing with the game. And I still got overall Highlander with Larry, so it turned out good. But it's a strange situation we're in. I'm glad we got updates from the Clown, but it's a state of limbo.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you want me to send you my picks for who I got eliminated in the private chat? I'll be honest. I had a conversation with Larry, and I would want him to tell you directly what his elimination is, but we do have a plan for who we're eliminating if you want me to give you potentially Larry's as well. But I think it is probably the best if Larry sent you that directly. I'm gonna, how do we make sure that Larry is able to get the message to you? Because I know that Larry could probably message you on Tapology.
I've talked to Larry too.
Okay, all right. I can send you my eliminations right now though.
I'm sure Larry can confirm everything, and it'll be all good. I just wanted to
all right.
Make it known, so make sure everybody knows that you had the first cuts. You have the decision on who gets cut first, the first 2 cuts.
All right. I'm about to drop them in the private chat. It's the little text box with the lock in the bottom right corner. So here it is.
Oh, I see that.
Yep. So there it is. Those are my 2 eliminations. It's official, locked in.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. I got it.
Thank you, man. Thank you for hopping on my stream and doing business and trying to reach out to me whatever way you can. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Good to still keep the games going with you guys, man, for sure.
Absolutely. And I gotta tell you before you go, that elimination you did of Mila is still one of the most legendary fucking moments in Mecha history, as far as I'm concerned. And Clown his show.
I appreciate that.
I was fucking jumping out of my chair, dude. That was great.
I appreciate that. I was fucking going for a world-class swerve.
Yeah. As George Costanza put it, you hit him with the old switcheroo. I said,
yeah.
You don't do the switch, Jerry, when it's not convenient. You only do the switch when it's the right time, Jerry. Yeah, that was yeah, fantastic. Man, I missed Kobe Wiggle. Kobe Wiggle showed up and he wanted to come on panel. God damn it, I missed it. Try to hop in again, Kobe. I can hang out with you for the last couple minutes. But thanks for hopping on here. Thanks for making sure to reach out to me, and glad we're trying our best to keep this game alive. I hope it has a happy ending and we can get to the end of this thing. But I guess
hopefully get more word from Clown and see, and he's all good, and see what's going on. And
until then, we got to play it by ear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, play it by ear. Exactly.
Hey, all right. But
all right, guys,
thanks.
Take it easy.
Bye, man. Catch you later, ear.
Yep. Talk to you.
No problem. All right. So, hold on. Here's Kobe Wiggle. Hey, Kobe. Damn, that's a sick picture of the Wiggles. That's good stuff. Nice. What award show is that? Where are those guys at? Is that like a Grammy award show or something, Kobe? Private chats there. The chat box with the there it is. What do you think of Wicked for Good? I think it's going to be good. I think Wicked's going to be good. I think, when you've got a movie that's happening like a year after the first one, you know that they have a plan for it. And it's not just some cash grab BS. Like, clearly there was a second part intended. And that actually gives me a lot of hope that it's going to be a good film, because it's clearly a 2-part story being told through 2 films. So I think they're going to really deliver in the second half compared to the first half, because they had a plan for it to be a 2-film series, Kobe. So yeah, I think it was definitely planned from the start. I think the second half is definitely going to deliver, and I'm looking forward to it. Fully looking forward to it. I love the first film, so. But then again, those had the more iconic songs, so might be a little difficult to top. But I got some faith. I got faith. I gotta have faith. It might just be like Last of Us, the TV show, where like the second season sucked because the second game sucked. But people tend to seem to like Wicked as a whole as a musical. So, I think it's going to be good. It looked super grand and epic, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Joey is doing Clown's good work, God's work on Guru. I think he just stole his nobody. It just stole the fucking Clown trademark. I'm actually not that big a fan of it. And I stole it, but I did it on a stream where I was clearly parodying him and shouting him out and referencing him. But Joey is just pretending like he came up with that. I don't respect Joey at all, honestly. Threatening to ruin people's careers. Like, shut up, fatty. People could dig up any skeleton in the closet that you got that they want. And probably because you ate them and chewed them down to the bone, blubber boy. It was in 2022 at the APRA Awards, the photo. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, I'm gonna have, 2 more minutes to chat with Kobe, and then I'm probably gonna head out because I did my preview and picks, and this thing is already gone over. Um, Anything else you'd like to say to the people at home before Hank the Tank signs off, Kobe Wiggle? But yeah, I don't like MMA Joey. I think he's had so many diluted takes. Seeing him react live to fights, I mean, you could see the shining through. So he wants to accuse Guru of being a biased, evil person, meanwhile, anybody that he loves and glazes is the best ever. And oh, this was clearly thrown, and oh, he's good, ref. He's good. Like, come on. I have to go have breakfast. Sorry, I wasn't here for long. No problem, Kobe Wiggle. Don't worry about it. Did you hear Rico vacated his heavyweight belt? Yes, and I'm glad he did because that dude is the biggest politician in kickboxing history. He's literally on the board for Glory, so he's cherry picking his fights, and then some of them are very competitive, but for the most part, Rico is just sort of keeping his grasp on power and Glory. It's honestly not a good thing because I wish he could have fought Ngannou for the heavyweight belt. That would have been killer. Have one last big super fight before you go. I guess he just sort of burnt out early. But if I were Rico, I would have really fought for that Ngannou fight. He should have gotten one more super fight before he left, as far as I'm concerned. If you had all the politics and had all the capital, how did you not make a big super fight like that? Apparently, he's in talks with the UFC. Oh, that'll be fun. Oh, I'd love to see Rico Verhoeven. I'd love to see him and Yusri Belgarui side by side in the UFC. That'd be fucking awesome. Yeah, good for Rico. At least he showed a little bit of humility. I do think he could have gotten more from being the head honcho, like one more big fight before you go. Hopefully he does sign to the UFC and can, do great things. But he's getting up there in age too. I don't know what his gas tank really is. I don't know if he's gonna start running on empty soon. Can be here for a little bit longer, but how do you think of Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua? I hope that Anthony Joshua isn't getting paid off. I hope that the fight isn't a complete and total scam. Um, I hope he isn't paid to throw the fight because 9 times out of 10 he's putting Paul out fucking cold. He's fucking flatlining Jake Paul. So I hope it's a real fight so that Anthony Joshua can fucking take fake Jake Paul out of boxing for good. The Jake X Tank Davis was canceled. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think Anthony Joshua has such a good chance of knocking out Jake. Jake's like what, a middleweight? He's gonna get fucking flatlined, out cold. Dude stumbled Daniel Dubois. He's gonna fucking smoke Jake Paul if that's a real fight. Please for God's sake, let it be a real fight. That's all I'm asking. Please let it be legit so Jake Paul can finally be gone from boxing. Just getting dropped like 10 times so that the brain damage is so much he can't ever box again. But yeah, that's gonna be it for us. I have been Hank the Tank. You've been the Troopers and Grinders. And as always, you have escaped the war zone for now. Oh, it's every day, bro. Oh, I'm getting hit in the smoke. Oh, I got that Disney Channel flow. Oh.